Good morning, juniors. This is Mr. Brett from the College and Career Center along with Mr. Feeney from Home Office F40. We're here today to talk to you about summer prep and what you should be doing over the summer to prepare yourself for the upcoming senior year, college applications, and figuring out what you want to do post North Penn High School.
That's right.
Clearly, with the summer prep, we talk about things that should be done, but hopefully you guys aren't stressing too much to figure out what it is that has to be done. We want to make sure that you're relaxing. We want to make sure that you are enjoying yourself and spending time outdoors. As you notice, I have a hat on. I have sunglasses by my ever-progressing farmer's tan. You'll notice that I have been outside a little bit, and I'm looking forward to getting outside. Hopefully you guys do too. Mr. Feeney in his full dress, he wears this every day, all year long.
That's
so
right.
That's why he did not partake in the summer attire here that we, at least I had thought we were going to. So
This is the yin and the yang of your college experience, really just looking at what's possible, and it depends a lot on kind of where your mind is in terms of preparing for what's coming. You may use, if you look at what we think about the possibilities for the summer with career exploration, with kind of continuing to fine-tune your resume for college, or are you just using it as a time to get away from just doing homework and jumping through other people's hoops through your classes, personal enrichment and recharging? So Mr. Brett and I are kind of representing the different sides of that. The purpose really that we want you to look at for the summer is, one, we want you to think about the summer before it gets here, because if you roll into the summer, you get done with finals, you've done an awesome job working hard to finish the year. It might be a few weeks where you're like, okay, I'm just going to relax a little bit and then recharge, and then but just kind of hang out, sit around. And then by the time you know it, 4th of July comes and we're in a sprint for the finish. So to think about summer before it gets here allows you to be much more intentional about it. It doesn't mean it has to be all work all the time, but you can be diligent and intentional about the relaxation you do, all those types of things. So we're looking at the purpose of the summertime. We want to potentially refine what we're currently doing. If you like some things that have happened thus far in the school year, you can continue to narrow your focus, and maybe that's career-oriented. To enhance, to add to some other things that you've been doing because now you have a lot more time in your schedule, or to explore, to try new things, or to learn more about yourself through this process, especially as you're going to, next summer, be looking at going to college and really kind of, or work or military or career or whatever. You're going to really be kind of doing life on your own terms following this summer. So you want to make sure that you know what's going on with that.
So we have a few activities that we want you guys to maybe delve into. The career exploration activities is something you guys can do over the summer. Internships. If you guys want to join an internship or get an internship that has to do with the possible career that you're interested in, it's a great idea. Whether that internship is paid or unpaid, whether it's a shadow day, a few shadow days, but I mean it's something that we would recommend. We don't require. We're not going to make sure that you've done it. We're not going to hunt you down, but it's something we feel could be beneficial for you when it comes time to apply for college, put on your resume, and then speak with college admissions representatives when the college application process starts. Volunteering is also just a tremendous thing to do for yourself, for your own thoughts and your own ideas moving forward, and hopefully self-giving, and also to have on your resume as well. Career-specific camps, there are tons and tons and tons of career-specific camps out there. If you're interested in them, please let me know. I have tons of materials down in K31, the College and Career Center, as well as working, just getting a job, having an idea what it is to work. Mm-hmm. Making sure that you're out there budgeting or paying some of your own bills, or making sure that you know what it's like to get a paycheck, cash a paycheck, write a check, those type of things, which is also great to have down the road for yourself.
Another one that we might want to look at in terms of an area to focus on this summer is academic enhancements. I'm not going to talk about summer reading here, but it's an idea. If you want to do your summer reading for your English class, think about that. But I was thinking more about where this potentially goes if you're looking at continue to pursue a field within typical academic study, or of your own interest, potentially for something you might want to study following school. So there's standardized test prep. If you're continuing to take standardized tests in terms of college admission, you may choose this summer to do some of that. Beginning the college essay, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Doing research on your own, just topics you want to explore, your personal interest, again, because your schedule's freed up, you can have some self-directed learning, or even taking a college course, either just to get exposure to a particular subject, or because you want to start earning credits for college moving forward. So those are some of the academic enhancement ones.
So some personal enrichment activities that we might think that you guys would like to do is study in a desired field. So if you have an idea to in a certain field of study, go out and get a book and look into it and research that idea. Reading independently. I know Mr. Feeney talked about possibly, hopefully, reading your summer English book. That's a great idea. We highly recommend that. We encourage that. But also reading independently for leisure. I know some students don't do that. I know that's something that I've struggled with my entire life, and I wish I did more of that. But if that's something you can do, that's a great thing to help you relax and recharge over the summer. Health and nutrition, making sure that you're staying healthy, you're eating healthy, you're doing what you need for your body to recharge over the summer to come back. Because as soon as we step back here, and we'll talk about even before school starts what we offer here, before we come back, you guys are going to get right into it. You're jumping right into the senior season of all that comes with it, and the college applications, the ideas of what you're going to do after North Penn, the questions, the surveys, everything that goes into it. You guys are going to be bombarded, and we want you guys to be recharged coming back. Learning an instrument, that may be something that helps you relax, or it may be very frustrating if you can't learn it. So again, these are suggestions. They're not requirements. And also travel. If you can get out, if you can get somewhere, whether it's down to the South Jersey Shore or the Delaware beaches, or up north to some great places, or even across the country or out of the country, whatever you can do to get a little bit of respite away from the North Penn area, that's also a great idea.
And all this kind of falls under this idea of recharging and being able to say, how can I start my fall, my senior year fresh? And that's really important along the way, to balance out all the different parts of who you are and to be able to recharge your batteries for this. So we just have a list of a couple different things up there that you might be interested in. And so just kind of pick something. And it's not all these things are you're going to be jumping through and I'm going to do all this. Pick one or two things and just say like this, for 10 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, whatever it might be, just some things that allow you to come back really fresh and really ready to go. Okay, so what's next? We're going to be looking at 3 things in particular that you might need to be aware of as you head into the fall. Some of this is going to be taught with much greater detail once we get into August, so just be aware of that. But we want to just put some things on your radar to make sure that you know what's coming. Teacher recommendations, doing a little bit of work in your college search if you're interested in going to college, and then what we have is the college application boot camp. So teacher recommendations in particular, if you are interested in getting a teacher recommendation for college, you're looking for a 10th or 11th grade teacher, and if it's in a career field that you're looking to pursue, that's always preferable. Okay, if you're going to go into the sciences and you get your English teacher to write a letter of recommendation for you, that's nice, especially if you did well. However, it doesn't speak as much to the colleges as having your AP Bio teacher or a physics teacher write your recommendation for you. Make sure you're asking for that letter of recommendation in person, and we recommend that you do that nowish before the end of the school year. Okay, and also make sure that you include your resume. That's going to be one of the tasks that we recommend that you do after this lesson, is make sure your academic resume is updated. If it's in Aviance, that's great. If it's somewhere else, that's great as well. But your teacher will write a better letter of recommendation for you if they have an academic resume. So that's one thing. And then Mr. Brett to talk about college stuff.
So you'll see up here in the PowerPoint that we have a screenshot of Naviance and the colleges I'm thinking about. And this is a great spot for you to start adding colleges or continue to add colleges. And right now, your list can be as vast as you want it to be, 25, 30 schools. And you start to trim it down each month moving forward, maybe take 5 out each month. And by the time you get back here in August, late August, we want to have that list down to 5, 7, 10 schools at the most. I mean, if you got to go a little bit above 10, that's fine. But our record here is 31 at North Penn. Please do not go anywhere near that. It is a ton of money to apply to these colleges. It's a ton of time on your end. We want you to make sure that you have enough time to get everything done that you need to get done, both through the college application process, academically as a student here, and also personally. We want you to have a life outside of North Penn and the college application process. So make a list, add to that list, get rid of that list, update that list, whatever you want, but make sure you have something in there so that when you come back here in August, you have nothing and we're starting from scratch. Right. Also, if you have an opportunity to visit these schools while you're traveling, great idea. Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, we're going to end the lesson with looking ahead at really where a lot of students are asking, how do I do this? How do I do this? We're going to teach you all of those things beginning August 19th. So August 19th and 22nd is our college application boot camp. It's $20. That money goes directly to sending out your transcripts, okay, and not into the Pat Brett slush fund. And then our lessons that we're going to do, it's just so you know what we'll be teaching you, so that way you're ready to go. We're going to teach you everything you need to know about the Common App. We're going to teach you how to link up Naviance and the Common App, so that way we can send your transcripts, do all that stuff, and then we're going to be teaching you the college essay. So those are things that you'll be equipped with before the school year even starts. If you're unable to, because you're traveling or whatever, if you're unable to attend at that time, and we'll send out more details about that, but if you're unable to attend, we will have lessons for you ready to go, maybe just a week or two following that. So be aware of that. All your questions will be answered. We're just going to wait to get through that summer until we really hit the ground running in the fall. So if you want to leave them with.
So the last point that we want to touch on is that the last three things, the next steps we talked about, there is a checklist going out that will be sent out hopefully in the next hour or two by myself or Mr. Feeney. We'll have it out to you guys. We're making sure that it's 100% right. We're going to make some copies, have some of those copies in F40, have some of the copies also in the College Career Center, and it'll have the next steps as well as some other important dates that are coming this fall. And make sure, last couple weeks of school, you're pushing yourself, you're getting the best out of your academic education that you can, and really work hard and have a great summer if we do not see you, and we look forward to working with all of you come the end of August, early September, and have a great rest of the school year.
Yep. All right, thanks guys. If you have any questions, feel free to email Mr. Feeney, myself, or Mr. Brett. And Mrs. Lynn says, please make sure you fill out your Bright Bites survey. All right, have a good rest of your nighttime. See you.